Chandra Jaya Guru Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Guru Bhakta Vrinda.
We are reading Chaitanya Caritamrta Madhya Lila, the process of devotional service, text 44 and 45. I will read 44 alone, and 45 we can repeat. Maivamadhamasyapi syad eva chuta darshanam Kriyamana kalanadya kvachitarati kaschana. Translation. Because I am so fallen, I shall never get a chance to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This was my false apprehension. Rather, by chance, a person as fallen as I may get to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one is being carried away by the waves of the river of time, one may eventually reach the shore. Purport. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:38-5 was spoken by Akrura. Text 45. Kona bhagya karo samsara kshayan mukhahaya sadhu sangeta be Krishna rati upajaya.
Sadhu Sangita Krishna Rati Upajaya.
Kona bhagya karo samsara kayan mukhahaya
Kona Bhagya Karu Samsara Shanmukadaya.
sadhu sangeta be Krishna rati upajaya.
Sadhu Sangita Krishna Rati Upajaya.
Kona bhagya karo samsara kayan mukhahaya
Kona Bhagya Karu Samsara Shanmukadaya.
sadhu sangeta be Krishna rati upajaya.
Sadhu Sangita Krishna Rati Upajaya.
Please repeat.
Kona Bhagya Karu Samsara Sharanam Mukhavaya.
Kona bhagya karo samsara kayan mukhahaya
Sadhu Sangita Krishna Rati Upajaya.
sadhu sangeta be Krishna rati upajaya. Kona bhagya karo samsara kayan mukhahaya sadhu sangeta be Krishna rati upajaya. Kona bhagya by fortune karo of someone samsara conditioned life Kshaya Ulmukha on the point of destruction.
On the point of destruction.
Haya is Sadhusange by association with devotees.
By association with devotees.
Tabe then
Krishna,
the Lord Krishna.
to Lord Krishna.
Rati attraction. Upajay
Upajaya,
awakens. Translation. And purport His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of new science, and when one's term of material existence decreases, one may get an opportunity to associate with pure devotees. By such association, one's attraction to Krishna is awakened. Purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains this point. Is this bhagya fortune the result of an accident or something else? In the scriptures, devotional service and pious activity are considered fortunate. Pious activities can be divided into three categories. Pious activities that awakens one's dormant Krishna consciousness are called Bhaktyunmukhi Sukriti. Pious activities that bestow material opulence are called Pogunmukhi Sukriti. And pious activities that enable the living entity to emerge into the existence of the Supreme are called Mokshunmukhi Sukriti. These last two awards of pious activity are not actually fortunate. Pious activities are fortunate when they help one become Krishna conscious. The good fortune of Bhaktyunmukhi is attainable only when one comes in contact with a devotee. By association with a devotee, willingly or unwillingly, one advances in devotional service, and thus one's dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened. Again, translation. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of new science, and when one's term of material existence decreases, one may get an opportunity to associate with the pure devotees. By such association, one's attraction to Krishna is awakened. Mamayanatimirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svatantikam Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasinubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare. So in this chapter, Lord Chaitanya continued to give instructions to Sanatana Goswami, and he explains in these two verses that living entity cannot come to the point of executing devotional service unless he comes to some connection, unless he has some connection with devotees of the Lord. It is not all of a sudden the living entity accept devotional service. Must be some background. And in the first verse, Lord Chaitanya quoted the verse of Akrura when he was going to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. When Akrura was going on a chariot to Vrindavan, he pronounced this verse. He contemplating about his good fortune, how is that he get opportunity to go to Vrindavan personally, take away Krishna and Balaram to Mathura is something not usual. It's not all of a sudden. It's not something ordinary thing. It must be some pious background. And Akrura thought that he is not deserved to do this task. But sometimes, by some arrangements, we cannot understand. Sometimes we can get such great opportunities, such great mercy as to associate, to come to the contact with the Supreme Lord and devotional service. And in the second verse, describes that only by the because of the association with the devotee, one can accept Krishna consciousness. It's only way to come to Krishna consciousness. This person the living entity should get association. Only by getting this association, attraction to Krishna can be awakened. Yeah, and this verse is also the topic of this verses also we can find in Bhagavad Gita, for example, chapter 7, this very famous verse. Just a second. Just leave out my mind. Yasham tvantaha tam papam jananan punya karmanam tedvan bamoha nirmukam ajantamam didhavrata. Krishna explained in the end of 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna that only those persons who committed different kinds of pious activities in previous life and who are pious now, in the heart of such people, such persons, the determination to execute devotional service can be awakened. It's very dridhavrata means determination to do devotional service. In the heart can be awakened. Yeah, and this verse in that verse, Yasham tvantaha tam papam, Krishna describes in the general the reason for coming for awakening attraction to Lord Krishna and devotional service. And in this purport, Srila Prabhupada gives a comment of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yeah, we have already discussed this topic. There is two kinds of pious activities. Yeah, three kinds of pious activities. Pious activities which one get because of his karmic activity. Yeah, it's called one second. Bhoga means enjoyment. Bhogamukhi sukriti. Yeah, if one executes Vedic or religious rituals with the aim to get material enjoyment, he gets Bhogamukhi sukriti. This kind of sukriti gives him opportunity to continue enjoy this life, or the next life he can go to the heavenly planet. Bhoga means enjoyment, bhoga. And the next kind of pious activity is moksha mukhi sukriti. Moksha means engagement in yoga system and jnana. Yeah, and such people get sukriti, which in the future gives them opportunity to reach the Brahman effulgence and to come to the level of Brahman understanding and realization, and to get Brahmananda. Yeah, to be able to enjoy Brahmananda enjoyment, this happiness in Brahmananda, Ananda enjoyment of because of understanding supreme impersonal Brahman. And this kind of pious activities also don't bring person to the devotional service. Yeah, and only Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti, these pious activities which is in connection with devotional service, can get opportunity to come to Krishna consciousness, to be very interested, when in the heart of a living entity awaken interest or attraction to Krishna. And in the Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, which is called Dhyana Yoga, Arjuna asked Krishna, what is the destination of yogi who was not able to finish his yoga practice, who didn't achieve the full success. And Krishna explains there's the two options. First option is when one fall down after short term of engaging in yoga system, and such person get opportunity to go to the heavenly planet, and after many years of enjoyment on the heavenly planet, he return again to this material world and get opportunity to take birth in the Brahmana family or in the family of rich men. Yeah. Brahmana family, in Brahmana family there is tradition, religious traditions, there is culture, of course, and nice opportunity to be pious. And in rich family there is no any botheration about getting money, how to maintain, how to maintain our body. All necessities fulfilled. Yeah. Rich people don't. They have no any problem with material money and etc. And he get opportunity to take birth in family of rich men. But both this kind of birth don't give opportunity to become Krishna conscious, because there are many distractions. Yeah. In the Brahmana family, he can be too much attached to the different rituals, religious rituals, don't understand what is the goal. And with the desire to get more material enjoyment in future, or to be elevated on the heavenly planet. We know that the husbands of Brahmana wives in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes history about Krishna and Balaram ask food from the Brahmanas who were engaged in yagyas. Yeah. And these Brahmanas were very found in achieving the heavenly planets. Yes, they had material ambitions, and when one take birth in such families, is not proof that he can come to devotional service. He can understand what means devotional service, because devotional service very pure, selfless kind of activity. Yeah, spiritual activity. Yes. And in addition, with that Brahmins, even after their wives offered their service to Krishna Balaram, they gave food to Krishna Balaram, and they offer the prayers to Krishna Balaram. And even after seeing this elevated consciousness of their wives, these Brahmins refused to come and surrender to Krishna. Yeah. They refused. They were afraid, as explained in the purports to 10th canto or Krishna book. They were afraid the Kamsa. Yeah. Therefore, they didn't surrender. Yeah. It's very nice example how one can be very pious, very religious, but not able to surrender to the Lord. Yeah. And many people Indian people come to ISKCON temples all over the world. They claim to be very pious, very religious, but not everyone want to attracted, not everyone attracted to devotional service understand what means devotional service. Not everyone. When we distribute books about Krishna consciousness, books, Srila Prabhupada books, we very often meet people who, Indian root people, who say that I have Bhagavad Gita in my house, I have Bhagavad Gita, I have Bhagavad Gita in my house. But they don't understand the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. And I think they didn't read Bhagavad Gita properly. Yeah, they don't know what is in Bhagavad Gita. And if they understood the meaning of Bhagavad Gita, they would be very confused. It's my opinion, because it can be destroy the understanding of what means religion, what is the goals of religion. Therefore, if we observe the preaching Srila Prabhupada, especially in India, Srila Prabhupada was very hard, very hard. Srila Prabhupada called the followers of religion rascals, like animals, materialistic, like cats, dogs, and like that. Yeah, because in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila Dev, describing materialistic religion, called these people Traivargika. Varga means path. This dharma, religion, economic development, dharma, artha, development, economic, and karma, sense enjoyment. Yeah, 4 goals of human life. Yeah, they interested only in 3 goals of human life, but they don't understand the 4th goals, moksha, liberation. They don't interest in. And Kapila Dev call such person Traivargika, or like the people who like pigs, who eat stool. Very hard. Anyway, the taking birth in the rich family also don't have opportunity to come to Krishna consciousness, because so many allurements in such life, so many allurements. We know that the sons and daughters of rich people very addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to different kinds of bad habits. Yeah, because there is opportunity. Yeah, there is no need to work hard. Yeah, therefore it's not opportunity. Not have opportunity to be attracted to Krishna conscious. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Bhakti-Unmukhi Sukriti means to have some connection with devotee that can awaken in the heart of such living entity interest in Krishna or attraction to Krishna. And we know, for example, in Padma Purana, Lord, the Parvati asked question to Lord Shiva in Padma Purana, among all kinds of worship, what worship is highest, best and highest? Lord Shiva give answer, Aradhananam Sarvisham, Vishnur Aradhanam Param, Tasmat Paradaram Devi Tadyanam Samarchanam. Aradhananam Sarvisham. Aradhana means worship, Sarva means all. Among all kind of worship, Aradhanam Sarvisham. Vishnur Aradhanam Param. Worship to Lord Vishnu highest. But worship to those who has connection, Tadiya, who has connection with Lord, is even more highest of all highest. Yeah. And Srila Prabhupada, to translating these words, usually translated, but devotion or service to the devotee of the Lord Vishnu, even more highest than worship to the Lord Himself. And because Tadiya, what is the sin, or who is most connected with the Lord? Number 1, who? It's a devotee. Yeah. Therefore, the people who came to Krishna conscious, or to be interested, to get some interest in Krishna conscious, means they get association, some connection with devotee in this life or in the previous life. And we know this question. Sorry, I don't remember. I have not enough time to find uh, where it was, but some, that disciple Srila Prabhupada, one time Srila Prabhupada touched the topic about pious activities in the past life, which bring us to Krishna consciousness. Yeah, it was discussion. And disciples asked Srila Prabhupada, what kind of pious activities we did in our previous lives? Srila Prabhupada immediately answered, I created your pious activities. Yeah. Therefore, the activities which is done by pure devotee is very, very favorable for all living entities. Yeah, because all living devotee, who is a devotee? Devotee who is Krishna conscious, and Krishna conscious means he is always his consciousness always focused on the Lord. Yeah. And such devotee, any living entity who comes in the contact to this devotee gets opportunity to come to Krishna, get pious activity, bhakti mukhi sukriti. He gets this pious activity, which now or after some many years, maybe in another life, in next life, definitely bring him to Krishna conscious. And in the to return to the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna asked Krishna about unsuccessful yogi, Krishna continued to answer, that person who practices Krishna consciousness and fall down after many years of practicing yoga, he take birth in the families which families devotees. He told that the wisdom of these families, of that family, is very high wisdom. They get knowledge about the Supreme Lord. Yeah, and this person get opportunity from the very beginning of his life to have contact with the devotional service. And Krishna, I want to read this verse. Yeah. Purvapyasena tenaiva hriyate hya vasopi saha jigyasurapi yogasya sabda brahmati vartate. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yoga principles even without seeking them. Even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands away above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. Yeah. That what is going on. When we preach Krishna consciousness, when we try to distribute books or Harinama, some people become attracted, even don't seek in the Krishna consciousness, but they become attracted. In Ukraine, very often after Harinama, some few people join to Harinama on the street and come to temple with Harinama to come to temple. It's interesting. There is no any. We cannot understand who will attract to Krishna consciousness. There can be different people from different families, from different level of material prosperity. Different people. There is no any material reason to be interested in Krishna consciousness. There is some background, some mercy. Yeah. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada gives nice example in the purport of this verse that he said that me and my spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami belong to such kind of transcendentalist, because we take birth in the families of devotees who has great wisdom of devotional service. And It's very interesting. In the Transcendental Diary, there is some short, some like story, some conversation where I don't remember who exactly. I think Harishauri Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada. Oh, Srila Prabhupada sometimes in atmosphere, being relaxed in some atmosphere, can explain about his previous life in the material world, what he did, what was his family. Sometimes he can talk about these topics. In one time, he told that in the previous life I was a physician, a very pious person, and I didn't commit any kind of sins. There is, he didn't continue this topic, but one time he told this. Therefore, why devotee is so powerful in giving Krishna consciousness to others? Because devotee very dear to our Lord Krishna, very dear, and Krishna takes care about his devotees, and always in the heart of devotees, always Brahmanjana Charita Bhakti Vilachanena Santak Sadaiva Hridesh Dvakayanti. In Brahma Samhita, it says that devotee who has love for Krishna, who has prema, always able to see Lord Krishna in their hearts. And we know that the place of pilgrimage, especially in Kali Yuga, contaminated. They contaminated by the sins of different people who came to make to do some ritualistic baths, to do some ritualistic religious activities with the desire to be purified of the sins which they like to commit. Yeah, and the place of pilgrimage usually contaminated by the sins of such people. But we know that when Maharaj Bhagiratha asked the Ganges to come down to the Earth planet, it was she told him that how can this planet to take my extremely powerful stream? It's not possible for this Earth. In the second Ganges, second condition which Ganges asked to Maharaj Bhagiratha, the majestic people will come to the shore to take birth they will contaminate me. And Maharaj Bhagiratha said that Lord Shiva will take this powerful stream on his head. Therefore, this Earth planet will not be wound or injured by this extremely powerful stream. And the holy devotees, the holy person, will come to the shore to come to you and will take birth, and by their presence they will purify this place. They will purify you from the sins which different kinds of materialistic people can live. Therefore, the position of a pure devotee is very, very unique. And because first verse was spoken by Akrura, I finish this to say a few words about Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. If we study very carefully his arrival in Vrindavan, we can notice that when Akrura was going on the chariot to Vrindavan, he was thinking, how Krishna will meet me, what he will do. He was contemplating, Krishna comes to me, Krishna asks some particular thing, Krishna touch me, Krishna embrace me. He was contemplating what Krishna would do after when they will meet, what Krishna will do. And interesting, and yeah, about chariot, Akrura's chariot. Kamsa offered new chariot to Akrura, new, not second hand, never used. Yeah, new chariot, because Kamsa was politician, and he thought that maybe Akrura don't like to take some other chariot. I offer him new chariot. It will be very pleasant to go in. And Akrura thought that this chariot deserved that Lord to be driven from the Vrindavan to Mathura, because it's completely new. We know that we offer to the Lord, we must offer only new things. We cannot offer used things, which is used somebody else before, because that is offense. Yeah. And anyway, and when Akrura was going to Vrindavan, he was contemplating what Krishna will do. And when Akrura came to Vrindavan, Krishna did exactly what Akrura was contemplating on his way. Do you understand? Yeah. Exactly what Akrura contemplated, Krishna do exactly the same. Yeah. It's very amazing. Yeah. Very amazing description. It shows us that Krishna fulfilled desires of his pure devotees. Yeah. Krishna wants to be servant of his devotees. It's his character, his nature. Therefore, we should be very grateful to devotees and to Lord Krishna. Grateful that we has come to Krishna conscious, and that we has got opportunity to touch with Krishna and devotional service. And we should always think that it's by some mercy of some devotees. We should always appreciate this and never commit any offenses. Should be very grateful and very humble in the association of Vaishnavas and in executing of devotional service. It's very, very important. I stop here. Maybe some comments, questions at least.
One comment was, if you know the verse in the Bible that refers to the book coming back from the Ganges.
In devotees what?
That they're better, they're purified immediately, whereas the water from the Ganges can purify.
This verse definitely there is in the first canto, definitely. Yeah. But I don't remember particular. Yeah.
Oh.
Taking bath in the Ganges purify us after some time, after long time. But if we come in the contact to the pure devotee, like I don't remember Sanskrit, but it's in the first, it's first canto.
And the other one was, you were saying, you said at the end of the class we have to be careful that we don't make offences to devotees, and if and you were also saying that if you've got some sukriti from past lives, then it'll be easier for you to take a devotional service. So if you've got some offences that you committed from a past life, which would then impede your progress, make it more difficult for you to practice Krishna consciousness, and the devotee that you offended is somewhere else, maybe he's even gone back to Godhead, so you've got an opportunity now of going to him and
To ask pardon?
ask
Okay.
forgiveness. Yeah. So how does the devotee free himself from
Can be relieved from these offenses which he has committed in the past life. The devotional service is practical and the first thing is there is punishment has the end. Any punishment will come to end after some time. It's one thing, yeah. Therefore, if we commit some offenses, we get some term of our term when we lose our test for to Krishna consciousness. In first, and the second, we should understand that if you don't have opportunity to ask pardon, that devotees, if we take shelter in the holy name, chanting of the holy name, we can relieve all kinds of offenses. Yeah. Therefore, if we're not able to ask pardon, if these devotees already passed away, sometimes it can happen. We should take shelter in the holy name of the Lord, and is in the association of the devotees. And in this way, we will be relieved of our offenses. That is practical. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Srila Bhakti-Chintamani by Sri Ramaswamy, he says that you have to tolerate the lack of taste. So maybe there is very bitter and very difficult for you, you're experiencing the bliss. So you can just, there's no fault in the process, so you can just accept, well, I've done something. So I will tolerate this, and then in due course the taste will come back.
Yeah. I think there is no person who don't commit some offenses, even unwillingly. It's not possible. In practical, it's not possible. I think there is no such devotee who willingly or unwillingly didn't make some offenses. It's be realistic. We should be very realistic. Yeah, thank you for your comments. It's very important to tolerate the lacking of our taste for Krishna consciousness. Okay. If there is some comments, can.
Those who take complete shelter of the feet of the Lord cannot once sanctify those who are difficult, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after the long peace.
Chapter and.
That is chapter 1, text 15.
Chapter 1, 15?
Yeah.
15.
So another question I have then is about the Ganges, that the Ganges was afraid to come down because so many sinful people would give their, and then Bhagirath Maharaj said, well, that's okay because saintly people will come.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that when a saintly person bathes in the Ganges, he takes the sinful reactions of the people that are bathed in the Ganges?
If it would be like you said, I think we would have some instructions of Srila Prabhupada or previous acharyas that we should not take baths in holy rivers because of danger to get to take sins of other people. But I never read and I never heard some restrictions in this point. Maybe you know, yeah.
What I heard that you take the simple reactions, but the same ganges purify you after that.
Yeah. Yes, there is no prohibitions. We always encouraged by Srila Prabhupada, previous acharyas to take birth in holy rivers because very favorable. Therefore, yes, I think we should not too much bother to be afraid to take.
I was just thinking, if you're a very elevated devotee, then you would, if you're very advanced, if you're totally pure and you went into the Ganges, then you would. But if you're just an intermediate devotee or a beginning devotee, you'll be purified by the touch of the Ganges.
Yeah.
But if you're really like Uttama, then you would, just like taking disciples, you would take some reaction.
I don't know. My experience, when you take birth in the Ganges, the mind becomes completely peaceful.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
This difference between taking birth in the Ganges or other ordinary river is something unusual. Peaceful mind, immediately
I was with the devotee one time, and the devotee was very grumpy.
Grumpy?
Grumpy.
Grumpy, what means?
Grumpy is like
Bad mood.
in a bad mood,
Oh, okay.
bad temper.
Okay.
And whatever I said, the person had a problem with it. So I didn't say anything after a while to him. And then I said, well, let's go have a bath in the Jamuna. So we went in the Jamuna. When the person came out of the Jamuna, they were laughing like anything, just like a little kid, you know. And all the problem and the grumpiness completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Totally just transformed.
To be in the contact of such Yamuna Devis. Yeah. If we study the preaching, I'm finishing just 1 minute. If we study preaching of Lord Chaitanya, the one of the qualities of his preaching and his character, which absorbed other people, ordinary people, he was like ocean of mercy. Ocean of mercy. From the practical life, what means ocean of mercy? He distributes love of Godhead without any discrimination of you're pious, but you're not pious, yeah. Because being the Supreme Lord, he looked upon all living entities as his parts and parcels, yeah. And when conditioned soul and the people with such bad character observe that somebody else see him in positive way, and it can change his consciousness. It's not usual. Yeah, not usual. Yeah, because when somebody don't see your faults and deal with you in a positive way and merciful way, it melt our heart. Do you agree? Yeah, it's not something unusual. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya distributed Krishna consciousness in such a way, like ocean of mercy. Yeah. Can we? Yeah.
Yeah, just I heard that when the Kali Yuga comes in full force, then Govardhan Hill disappears, and the Raj dust disappears, and the Jamuna dries up. Is that right?
Yeah.
And the shadows will lose sanctity, so they will not be holy anymore.
Yeah.
And that'll be in 10,000 years.
Yes. Srila Prabhupada one time Srila Prabhupada was asked Srila Prabhupada, what we will do what devotee will do in the end of Kali Yuga, when Kalki will come and will destroy everyone. Srila Prabhupada answered, in that time devotee already returned back to Godhead. Devotee will not remain in that particular time. Yeah. Therefore, there is no reason to worry about it. Okay?
Hopefully we'll go back to Godhead in the next
Yeah,
generation.
it's our hope. Yeah, it is our hope. Sorry?
If we take that as a demigod, in our next life, if we have some attraction and some sukriti, we take that as a demigod, and then Kali, and then after 10,000 years we come back down in Kali Yuga, then we've missed our chance.
Are you contemplating?
Yeah,
Are you contemplating? If there is 4 kinds of gopis in Krishna Lila, Munichari gopis, Shrutichari gopi, personified Vedas in the previous life, the sages Dandakaranya, Nitya Siddha, devotees from the spiritual world. But this fourth category is the daughters of demigods. Yeah, in the explanation, in the comments, this part of Srimad Bhagavatam explained, these daughters of demigods is not ordinary living being. They took birth in the heavenly planets after a long time of practicing Krishna consciousness. This is not there. This is not ordinary because they were not able to come to Rasalila only because they were daughters of demigods. It's not qualification. Yeah. Therefore, and some acharyas explain this partial expansions of Nitya Siddha took birth in families on the heaven planet, or those people who practice Krishna consciousness before take birth in the heavenly planets and became daughters of the demigods, and they will be able to come to participate in Rasa Lila. It's not just, there is some background.
Remembered by Rupa and Nuga from Prabhupada said, and he said that Prabhupada said the problem with most of my disciples is that they want to go to the heavenly planet. But most of them don't be here. But Rupa and Nuga was saying, Prabhupada said after that, but then they will go back to Godhead.
Yeah.
So they go to the heavenly planets as like a little reward. But their Krishna consciousness won't be lost, so then they'll still be
yes. Yeah. Our eternal asset, practicing Krishna consciousness eternally, how to say, will not be destroyed any changes of this. Taking a birth in the heavenly planets, lower planets, is always our property. Yeah.
You have the case of when we were reading about Gashendra, he was in the heavenly planet, and then after he was from there.
And there's also in the second canto, it says that when the universe is filling up and there's a partial devastation, and living entities, they start to perform pious activities, and they go up the higher planetary systems, and then they end up in Brahmaloka, and from Brahmaloka, they go back to God as the universe is filling up with water. That's in the second canto.
Along with Brahma, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the slow way of living.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, I remember this connection. Shri Chaitanya Caritamrta ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Sorry, I just came in to say that.
Sorry, no.
That's his